What's up, everybody? Mr. Play Doctor here, back with another video for y'all today. In today's video, we're gonna be looking at the PS5 Pro versus the PS5 gameplay comparison. There have been a lot of controversy recently. Well, not recently, yesterday. Yesterday was a lot of controversy about the PS5 Pro and the PS5. And the main point of contention that people have with the PS5 Pro is that the PS5 Pro cost $700, and people believe that the $700 that Sony trying to charge for the PS5 Pro is not justified because people ain't seeing the value for the PS5 Pro. People think that the PS5 Pro is just a slightly upgraded version of the PS5, and people really think that Sony is kind of overcharging for this. And today we're gonna be looking at the PS5 Pro versus the PS5 gameplay comparison and seeing, is this really the case? So no further ado, let's get right into the video.
Here's The Last of Us Part 2 running on PS5 Pro. It has huge amounts of detail and targets a super smooth 60 frames per second. Let's compare this to the fidelity mode on PS5, which is only running at 30 frames per second and is therefore
so this is one of the biggest drawing points for the PS5 is that you can play games at a higher visual quality, but you don't have to sacrifice your frame rate. So that is the biggest strength that Sony trying to advertise with the PS5 Pro, is that, you know how before with the PS5 you either had performance mode or resolution mode. Now with Sony basically trying to say, yeah, the PS5 Pro is basically like you can have best of both worlds. You can have good performance and you can have good looking games in the process. So you don't have to sacrifice quality or performance. You can have both. So yeah, that's the biggest draw with this video. And another thing that people are kind of forgetting too is that people are like, oh, but they still kind of look bad though. The thing is that this is run on YouTube, and everybody knows that YouTube videos have garbage compressions. Like, YouTube videos are highly compressed when it comes to this type of stuff. Stuff that usually look good when it's not compressed through YouTube filters look worse when it is on YouTube, because YouTube compress the video down in quality. So having this stuff that look awful on a PS5 Pro, or it look about the same, is because of YouTube compression, how they compress videos. So yeah, that's another part of the reason why some of this stuff is just like, bro, they still look the same. And the reason for that is because YouTube compression is doing this. So it's not probably that old Sony just trying to cash grab people. I just think that due to YouTube compression, it just made the PS5 Pro visual quality look worse than it actually is. Like, you cannot get a good representation of a visual quality when it comes to YouTube, because they just compress the video down so much that it basically look the difference becomes less noticeable. So anyway, let's get right back to the video.
much choppier.
Don't stop! We gotta lose.
This goal of delivering almost fidelity-like graphics at performance frame rates has been achieved for a broad set of titles, including Marvel's Spider-Man 2 and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. We can see that PS5 Pro is close to doubling the power of PlayStation 5.
I can say, if you're a person that like good graphic and good performance, I think the PS5 Pro probably is gonna be worth the buy.
Another way to compare the two consoles is to look at PS5 Pro versus performance mode on PS5, both of which target 60 frames per second. What we see here is a difference in detail. PS5 Pro is much sharper and crisper than PS5. For this, my favorite is the parade scene from Ratchet & Clank. Distant details are much clearer.
Yeah, I do see. There's a bunch of people that saying they don't see the difference. I can see the difference. The PS Pro do look sharper and do look a little bit better when it comes to like background details. But the problem is that nobody really be paying attention to background details when they're playing a video game. I think the developers and the companies drastically underestimate how people actually be paying attention to details in the background. Like, most people that look at this ain't saying, bro, I'm not gonna be paying attention to this most of the time, so why do I need to know this? And that's a good point. Like, why would you need to know this? You're not gonna be looking at the background when you're playing a video game. You're gonna be playing the game. So this doesn't offer that much of a benefit. It's just like, it's nice to have, but you really don't need it type of situation.
And here we can see Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is noticeably higher resolution.
Yeah, the game do look better. Like, I don't know why, but people been saying that they don't see the difference. I can see the difference. It do look better. It probably be a slight improvement, but it's an improvement. It do look better. I think it look better. Like the PS5, you can easily tell which one the PS5 and which one the PS5 Pro. Every single image of the PS5 always look a little bit more blurrier than the PS5 Pro. The PS5 Pro is just basically more clear when it comes to the image quality.
Throughout the scene, including the trees and procedural cars. So overall, some remarkable improvement to the games. On PS5 Pro, we can see increased sharpness to the graphics or smoother and more responsive gameplay. This is the big three showing their value. As you've been seeing, machine learning via the PSSR library is being used quite broadly to add pixel detail and boost frame rate.
So they basically doing like the NVIDIA thing, where NVIDIA got DLSS, so where instead of playing like a game natively, you can use like AI or a graphics scaler to scale your game graphical fidelity so it can look better and perform more smoothly. So they taking the note out of an NVIDIA book and they're actually implementing like a DLSS type system into the PS5. So I think that kind in the PS5 Pro. So I think that kind of neat.
But there are as many approaches as there are game engines. The increase in raw GPU power is being especially effective for Horizon Forbidden West. Apart from the detail boost, that extra graphics power is allowing...
I ain't gonna lie, this game look beautiful, dude. Like, dude, Horizon always like a beautiful game. I never played it personally. I ought to get on PC one day. I'm thinking about getting on PC one day. But the Horizon Zero Dawn and Forbidden West look like very good looking games. Like, whoever say these games are not good looking is just lying to your face.
For improvements to lighting and visual effects.
These games look very beautiful.
As well as to the hair and the skin in cinematics.
Open up, guys. Jorv's orders.
Good enough for me.
Ray tracing is finding broad usage as well, particularly when the games are focused on higher frame rates. The faster hardware in PS5 Pro can make a real difference.
I'll be real with y'all. I don't care about ray tracing. I think ray tracing just hurt. It's just not worth the performance. The performance sacrifice. I feel like when you use ray tracing, you are sacrificing so much performance is that it's not even worth using, in my opinion. Like, you sacrifice so much performance when you use ray tracing. I almost think it's like a bad thing to do. You shouldn't really try to do it. I think you should just hold off when it comes to ray tracing because it just hurt performance so much. I don't think it's worth the performance loss. But I feel like if you like playing like a single player game, I can be like, yeah, you can use ray tracing because it's a single player game. But when you playing like a competitive multiplayer game, you 100% turn ray tracing off.
Allowing Gran Turismo 7 to add ray-traced reflections between the cars in gameplay, while continuing to support their targeted 60 frames per second. That boost in ray tracing is also delivering big wins for Hogwarts Legacy, allowing not only for better reflections and a greater variety of reflective surfaces, but also for further realism in the casting of shadows. I hope you've enjoyed this run-through.
Honestly, in my opinion, I think video game gonna hit a wall where we get so we focus on graphics so much that graphics really don't even matter. Like, I really think when it comes to graphic, I think we hit the wall because I think we can't go any further than we is now when it comes to graphics. I ain't saying it's impossible, but I'm just saying that I think we getting to a point where when it comes to graphic, it just diminishing returns. Like, we're not getting no benefit from all the extra graphical details. They are nice to have, but I don't think they're very crucial to a video game success, in my opinion.
Of the technology behind PlayStation 5 Pro. Simply put, it's the most powerful console we've ever built, and a worthy addition to the PS5 family. Let me wrap this up by giving you a quick look at a number of games running on the new console.
You'll never break a legend, 'cause they don't know.
I think that's it. Yeah, they is showing the ending trailer.
What's with all the neon?
And I'm not trying to crap on it. I think the games look good. I think they look all right. I think they look amazing. But I don't think there are gonna be a lot of people gonna care about the extra little graphical details. I feel like this is little to no extra benefit to people that already have a PS5. And I think people say it look the same because of YouTube compression. Yeah, you can't go off a YouTube video when you're looking at this type of stuff. It's because YouTube video are so heavily compressed is that you don't even, the graphical detail that would be there are just not there due to YouTube super heavy compression when it comes to videos. So yeah, this is the biggest point of contention right here, is that the PS5 Pro is going to be $700. And in my opinion, if you want a good gaming experience, what I would do is I would take that $700 and save it and get a gaming PC. That's what I would do in my personal opinion. That's what I would do. I would take that $700, save it up, get a good gaming PC for that amount of money, or a decent gaming PC for that amount of money. Cause $700, I live in Alabama, and my state tax is like 10%. So you take the $6.99, right? Take the $6.99, 10% where I live. That is $770.99. So yeah, that almost like $300, bro. You wear a gaming PC at for real, or you almost wear a gaming PC at. So I would just take that money and just save up for a gaming PC. But a lot of people but how people can afford a $700 console? People can't, this economy, people ain't gonna be able to afford this. This is not friendly to the average consumer. And in my opinion, what I think Sony's trying to do here is that they trying to give a auction for people that super into video games. You know what I'm saying? I really think the PS5, the regular PS5, are for the people that don't really care about gaming. Well, I ain't gonna say don't care about gaming, but not very into gaming. Let's just put it like that. I believe the PS5 Pro is for people that super hardcore into gaming. They're very serious gamers. They play games almost every single day, 7 days, 24/7, 7 days a week. Gaming is basically a lifestyle. Let's just put it like that. They play the game every single day without fail. So that is Sony target audience right there. I feel like most people that look at the price say $700, and I believe they'd be like, how can the average person be able to buy the PS5 Pro? In my opinion, I don't think the PS5 Pro is targeted towards super casual gamers. It targeted towards super hardcore gamers. That's what I believe. That's why I believe that the PS5 Pro is targeted. It targets people that take video games very seriously. or just play them a lot. So yeah, that's where I believe this pricing comes from. I ain't defending the price. I ain't saying that it should be $700. In my opinion, I think it should be a lot lower. But it is what it is. It's $700. But I believe Sony is just trying to target like the super hardcore crowd that plays video games like every single day without fail. They invest a lot of money into video games. They need people that live, sleep, and eat video games. So Sony trying to target that crowd. They ain't going for the normie crowd that just buys a regular PS5 and just play the game every once in a while. They are targeting the people with this console that plays the game every single day without fail. So that's why I believe that people kind of get mixed up when they say $700. How people can afford $700, but they are targeting people that have a lot of disposable income and that play the games and play video games like almost every day. So those are the groups that Sony is targeting toward this console, and it just leads me to believe that that's why they had a price point as the way they do. So yeah, that's my explanation for my reaction to the PS5 gameplay comparison, and that's my thoughts of why I believe this console is set at a price point as the way it is. I believe Sony is explicitly just trying to target the hardcore audience with this console. So anyway, it's been Mr. Play Doctor with another video. See y'all next time. Peace.